Hello, my name is Peter Gade, former professional player on the highest level and now head coach of the Yonex Peter Gade Academy. Ever since I kind of started this project, coming back home to Denmark after being a national coach in France for some years. So it's back in 2017, and the purpose from the beginning has been to create an environment, a place, an academy where young players can come and kind of gain inputs, gain different perspectives as an addition towards the normal practice, whether it's in a club or in a national team, for example. But the purpose is to give the best possible base for these players that wants to aim for being as good as they possibly can in badminton. I think what I aim for from beginning is that the academy should not be tied up in either a financial commitment or a selection commitment. It's totally free. You know, there's no obligation for any player to take part at the academy. If they choose to come here, it's because they want to improve as a player. And of course there are expectations going both ways, depending on how much in depth the single player wants to commit. And then we adjust the commitment and the cooperation after that. You know, academies in Europe are very rare. It has been done in the past as well, but I tried to create something that were unique and could be used for young Danish, European, and also globally can be used for young players to create the best possible base for the future. Well, it's also been an important element from the beginning, because at no point I had no intention of being a competitor towards the national team or towards clubs, etc. So, and I think there's a lot of academies around the world that takes ownership of the players taking part at their academy. And I didn't have any intention to do so, because I wanted to create an open relationship with a national coach or with a club coach, etc. So at all times I'm open towards that, to create the best possible setup for the individual player. But this is also a bit complex, because it requires a lot, both from the player and also from the setup around them. Yeah. But we have no limits on that. We are ready to cooperate. We are ready to be an addition. Yeah. We don't need to control everything. Or it depends on the balance in the different expectations with the different players. Well, I choose to hope that it's something with the quality of the practice and the sparring and the mentoring that we do here. We aim to make it durable. We aim to make it a long cooperation. We are well aware that many of these players, hopefully, they will join national teams all around the world, in Denmark, in Europe, and maybe other places. And this is kind of where we see our job is to provide that base and to add to that base for the young player. And hopefully some of these players have been taking part for a long time. You know, these are the players that have been able to take the most out of it.
When I was about 13 or 14 years old, I was doing quite well in India, but my mom felt that there were some things missing from my game, and she thought it would be a really good exposure for me to come to a different country and learn from somebody as great as Peter Gade himself. So I came here when I was 13 years old, and for 1 month as a trial, and I really liked it over here. It was a really different experience from India, and I think it was super nice, and it's really helped my game, and so I kept coming back. I think it's a place where there's like really focused training to help you improve the areas of your game that you really want to improve. And especially for me, it's really helped me take me physically from to the next level, so that I can really compete with like the senior ladies singles. So I think the training here, it's helped me physically as well as in terms of my technique, and yeah, I think it's overall helped me and my game a lot. I think all of the coaches will do their best to help you. There's Joshua, and I've known him for 5 years now, and Anton, I got to know him a little more recently, but I think it's super great because they will do everything they can to help you, and they will push you, but they will also encourage you to do better. So I think I really like the coaching over here. I think the sparring is great, the coaching is great, and I think that yes, I would 100% recommend it.
The only requirements that I have from my side or from the academy side is the level. Yeah. So we aim to do a setup which is the best possible setup for the individual player, and of course at the same time we need to take care of the different mechanisms, that the level of each player, female or male or single or doubles, that it all adds up to create the best possible environment. 3 years ago, Yonex became an even bigger part of the project, supporting on different parts, which allows me and the other coaches to make an even better setup for the players. And players connected to Yonex, having a sponsorship with Yonex, they will be able to take part in the group sessions for free. But it's also possible for players which are not sponsored by Yonex to take part towards a payment. Well, it's a kind of a package containing many different elements because growing up and developing as a young professional player, it's not only about what happens on the badminton court at the group sessions. It's a lot about also what's happening outside the court. So it could be physical parts, weight training, cardio training, etc. It could be on the mental side, what's going on the players' mental developing. You know, do they need any extra sparring on these matters? And then we also have big aspects of me or the other coaches being able to join the players for coaching at tournaments. So that's kind of a big one. So it's actually, for myself, it's a 24/7 job. It never stops because I'm in contact with my players all the time, and this is also part of the commitment that we thrive towards here, that if we work together, then we need a constant communication on a high level in order to feel and know where the players are at different stages. These are all aspects that we are looking at all the time and trying to add on, trying to develop the academy. And with the help and with the support of Yonex, we are able to do this all the time. And from my feeling, you know, we are still at the early stages of how to create the academy and do exactly what I want to do.
My name is Kristin Kuuba. I'm a badminton player from Estonia. I'm 26 years old and have been training here at the academy for 1.5 years now.
And what made you decide to come to train at Yonex Peter Gade Academy?
Yeah, because in Estonia there are not so many players, especially badminton players, so I was practicing with the guys all the time. And after 12th class, and then I was feeling like if I want to go out of my comfort zone and really challenge the top players, then I have to change something. And so I was coming here first just to see how it is to practice. And then I feel if I want to make the next step, then I have to live and practice here full time.
What's so special about the Yonex Peter Gade Academy?
Yeah, of course, I think Peter is a really good coach. He has been top level player, so he knows exactly how the badminton works and what are the technique and everything. So I think that's the really big thing here. And also I think that we have good sparring players, a lot of foraging players, a lot of young ones, trained ones. So I think it's good.
Right. And so, apart from training at the Yonex Peter Gade Academy, do you train anywhere else? Do you have a club where you train as well?
I'm playing team matches for Skovsud. Yeah, so I'm also sometimes attending their sessions, so it's a little bit mixed.
Well, they can make a contact through my website or through the Instagram, or they can go through, of course, to the channels of Yonex. Then it's possible to make an application and to make a request and inquiry if you're going to be able to join the academy, and then I will do a level evaluation and we'll see where that takes the